the statement here. Yatha rupaya sattaya samanakata ta devata ito chuta tatthubapana mayambi tatharupa satta savitati. Being endowed with faith, devas passed away from this human existence, and we are born in that divine existence. That faith is evident in me is the tradition of the Pali. So that means there are many divine beings. They were born in the Deva realms. Before they were born, they will be human being. As a human, they may have very strong faith. Then, having very strong faith, when they pass away, they were born in the Deva realms. So similar faith also, I also have similar faith. We have to recollect our own faith, our own confidence. Then we have explained many things about faith when we talk about balancing controlling faculties in Dhamma Samvajjhanga. As ordinary person or as a ordinary devotees, now we also have faith. Sometimes our faith is shaken by many other disturbances, but sometimes our faith is unshaken. I mean, we have very strong faith in Buddha's teaching, Dhamma's quality, also Sangha's quality, and Buddha's quality. Also, we have very strong faith with very strong faith in past lives, future lives, and present lives. Then we also have faith in dependent origination, cause and effect relationship. So these are called saddha. Now we have the nature of faith, faithful person, or the proof of having faith. Here I have already written down. Willing to see virtuous person. So this is one of the quality. So that means when we are very faithful in Buddha teaching, we will be willing to see the virtuous persons. That means when we see virtuous person, it makes our mind clear. We may have stronger devotion. That's what we are willing to see. So sometimes if we are unwilling to see the virtuous person, that means we don't have enough faith. This is also the first things. Why we have to see a virtuous person? Then, when seeing virtuous person, we may be able to emulate the way they practice. Then we have good impression. Then we will be better life. We may have better life. That is why we will to see only virtuous persons. Another thing is the virtuous person will speak politely, or maybe good speech. Not only that, behavior is also really very good. That is why it will be better than when seeing it or when hearing their speech, then we may have stronger faith. 2. Willing to listen to the noble dhammas. Okay, what's really called noble dhammas? So sometimes we just listen to the dhamma with curiosity, just curious. Sometimes we just listen to the dhamma to improve something. Okay, by listening to noble dhamma, what kind of thing can we improve? For example, faith, saddha. So we may have stronger confidence, stronger faith in Buddha teaching. This is also important to practice. The another thing is also it will be supporting also morality. We may become more virtuous. Not only that, it will be supporting also moral shame and moral fear. So we can also say we know how to respect ourselves, how to respect other people. So I have already said before, morality is come from moral shame and moral fear. Moral shame and moral fear come from respect. If we know how to respect ourselves, how to respect other people for their own value, then we may have moral shame and moral fear. It will be a supporting cause of morality. So that means when we listen to the Noble Dhamma, then it can be a supporting cause of moral shame and moral fear, supporting cause of morality. This is also important to have a virtuous life. Then we have another part. By listening to Noble Dhamma, we can also improve our Dhamma knowledge. There are many new informations we cannot get from worldly society. Only in Buddha teaching we can find many other informations to improve our mind states, our mindset, to improve our morality, to beautify our minds, to improve our wisdoms, many things. So by listening to Noble Dhamma, we can improve all these things. And that's why we are willing to listen to the Dhamma, Noble Dhamma. That means we have very strong faith in Buddha teaching. 3. Removing stinginess. So here stinginess means we are unwilling to share our properties with our Dhamma friends or anybody around us. This is called stinginess. When we have very strong faith, we can remove stinginess. So these are the proof of having faith. So there are many other things we can know also, but the main thing is these 3. And not only that, actually, when we have already talked about it before. For example, saddha is like a seed, right? That we can plant anywhere. It can grow. Similarly, when we have saddha, we can do many good things, such as dana. We will do dana properly with the right decision. Similarly, sila, we will do it faithfully without any excuses. Meditation, we will practice without any excuses. This is also the proof of saddha. When we have saddha, we can improve everything. Dana, also, sila, samatha, vipassana, everything we can improve. That is why this is also the proof of saddha. So for divine beings, then they will see virtuous people, they will listen to noble dhammas, and they will remove stinginess because of faith. They may do everything respectfully. Then they will improve their life. So when they are a human being, also they will have this kind of faith, this kind of activities. Then they were born as a Devarans, as a Deva in the Devarans. So the main thing is we have to recollect our own faith that is equal to divine beings. So when we have saddha, faith, we have divine quality. So if we say another way, we don't need to wait to believe on the Devarans. As a human being, we can also have divine quality. We just need to improve our faith, our confidence. Another thing is, Yatha Rupaya Silena Samanakata. Okay, it will be the same. Da Devada Ido Chudata Bapana. Okay, it will be the same Pali passage, right? Being endowed with morality, then divine beings were born the Devarans. I also have this kind of morality. So we have already talked about the qualifying morality yesterday. Now we have 8 qualities of morality, already mentioned yesterday. So similarly, we also have this kind of quality in this human realms. then they also have that kind of quality when they were human beings. When they pass away, they were born in the Devaras because of very high value, very high virtues and morality. So here we also mentioned 3 kinds of morality. Observing morality for faith. This is what we call inferior morality. Sometimes expecting good reputation, we may observe precepts. And we may also talk to many people, I have this kind of morality, this kind of precepts, just advertising. This is also can be considered as observing morality for faith. So this is actually, we got observing morality is really very good, but our intention is very, very low, not really very good. That's why we can say it's inferior morality. 2. Observing the morality to gain the merit. Compared to previous one, this is good enough. Just to gain the merit. So in this case, sometimes we may also expect, right? Maybe better life. Okay, if we get dana, if we have morality, I can be given the devarams by expecting like that. Then this is also called medium, not very high quality. Then 3. Observing the morality, respecting noble persons for their virtue. So that means we wish to be a noble person, then we just respect, right, their virtues. Then we observe morality. This is actually good quality. That means we observe morality to attain nirvana, or expecting to become noble. This is higher quality. Okay, here we should introduce 2 different things of parami again. When we are going to fulfill parami, then we must have 2 foundations. The first one is compassion, karuna. Oh, that means we don't wish anybody suffer for us, or we don't wish to see anybody suffering. This is called compassion or karuna. Then when we say karuna, compassion, then this is actually high quality. With karuna, we may observe precepts. Okay, sometimes we just undertake precepts not to be thrown in the hell, right? But sometimes we may observe precepts not to disturb anybody. For example, when we have wrong speech, then listener will be unhappy, right? They have to suffer for us. That is why we will not speak wrong. We will not speak wrong things. We may not have a wrong speech. This is also called morality. When we have wrong actions, then we also disturbing other people. So in order, then they will not be very happy. Then to protect from their happiness, then we can say, or we just do right things to please our environment. This is also called, like, we think about other people's welfare. This is called the foundations of parami. Then for our second quality, right, we wish to be reborn the devarams. That's why we observe precepts. This is not compassion. This is very selfish, ego. Then another one is another one is upaya kosala, skill in fulfillment. We must be skillful in fulfilling parami. In the case of morality also, we must be very experienced, or we must know how to avoid and how to do. This is also skill. Actually, all the skills come from experiences and concentrates. If we consider some welfare of other people, then sure we can practice well. So when we have this kind of quality, compassion and skill in fulfillment, we can fulfill the paramis. So in the case of Sila also, when we are going to fulfill Sila Parami, the perfections of morality, then we must have these two basics, two foundations. If our foundations are strong enough, we can fulfill better Parami. Right? It will be qualified enough to be able to Devarams, although we don't expect. Okay, one more thing here. Although we talk about divine qualities, right? It doesn't mean we must make aspiration to be given the Devarams, right? We don't need to make aspiration. Just make aspiration to attain Nibbana. So all the worldly pleasure will appear naturally. It will approach worldly pleasure naturally, although we don't make aspiration. Okay, the main thing is morality. When we have morality, so we all have divine quality. We are similar to divine beings. Okay, now we have three more qualities. Yatharupena sutena. Okay, so that means that Devada Ido to the Datubabana, the same passage. Then Sutami, knowledge. Being endowed with Dhamma knowledge. Here, Sutami, Dhamma knowledge. Actually, when we talk about VAJRAYANA Sampano, we also have already talked about the meaning of Sutta, learning knowledge. Learning knowledge means we may learn one Nikaya, two Nikayas, three Nikayas, four Nikayas, five Nikayas. Although we have learned one of the Nikayas, is powerful enough to say Dhamma knowledge. Only one thing we must know in detail. We must know some ultimate sense of Dhamma. If we know all the ultimate sense of the Dhamma, then it will be better for our practice. It will be helpful for our practice. So in many places, when we give Dhamma talk or when we ask somebody, they also answer, right? For example, in Myanmar, whenever they come to the monastery for donations, then I may ask, how many books have you read? What kind of Dhamma books do you read? Then they may answer, I have read books written by this CRO, that CRO, many CROs. Not only that, I also have read Dhamma talks or books written by this Ajahn, that Ajahn, right, in Thailand. In many Chinese tradition, this is Ajahn means Acharya, right? Then they may listen to many Ajahn. Then they may read many books of Ajahn. So whenever they reply me like this, okay, you have seen many teachers. You have seen many CROs, many Ajahns, and you haven't seen the Buddha. Which means they haven't read the Nikayas taught by the Buddha. So this is also really very important. When we say Sutta, it must be original one. Based on original one, so we can understand a little bit deeper. It will be for our knowledge, good knowledge. For example, now I'm giving Dhamma talk. Some of the cases I will add my own idea, my own way of approach. And for example, previous the proof of Satta, right? According to this story, I have to find from another reference. So I have to talk about one story here, right? So by reading that story, I have to find similar reference from another suttas. That's why I add here, the proof of Satta. Anyway, so that means this is my own collections. If we go and read the recollection of deity, it will be very short. Only 5 passages, 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 So anyway, every single Dhamma talker, they have to combine by themselves. Sometimes they have good combinations. Sometimes what they want to say and what the Buddha say are sometimes opposite. Anyway, the message is Sutta knowledge. It must be useful for practice. So, for example, we may memorize many different things. Then also we remember many parts of Buddha teaching, but it cannot beautify our view. Then this is not really good knowledge. If we say good knowledge, that means the knowledge must be able to beautify our view. Our knowledge must be able to beautify or able to remove doubt about Buddha teaching. So by learning, if we increase a lot of doubts, maybe the way we learn is something improper. The way we approach is something improper. That's why we have a lot of doubt. Anyway, when we have proper knowledge, when we have Dhamma knowledge, it must be proper Dhamma knowledge. Then it will be divine quality. I have already explained, right? We have read many books written by many teachers, many scholars, many CROs, many agents. Sometimes we also believe them, although they are wrong. Then, if we go and read original sutta, it will be different meanings. But the main thing is, all the teachers, scholars, or maybe agents or CROs or anybody, their idea and the way they approach is their own way. We should go original one. Then we must try to apply in our practical practice. It will be useful Dhamma knowledge. In the case of Sutta, also it mentioned to beautify wrong view. That means when we have Sutta knowledge, we can beautify our view. Not only knowledge, right? Knowledge must be able to beautify our view. This is called qualifying Sutta, qualifying knowledge. Whenever I met somebody who talk about their teacher, then I have read books written by this teacher, that teacher, right? Sometimes they have read many books written by many different teachers. And say, okay, you have met teacher, you haven't met the Buddha. That means they haven't read original Nikayas. The original Nikayas is like a tree, trunk of the tree. So the trunk of the tree will be small, maybe, but it goes straight. It is strong enough. If we climb up, it is strong enough. Like a teacher is like a branches of the trees. It is weaker. So if we go the original Pitaka, Nikaya, this means we are climbing a trunk. But if we are following many different teachers, we are like climbing branches. We can fall down anytime. All the branches are not strong enough, like a trunk. So that's why in the case of Sutta, it must be trunk, okay, not branches. We must be very careful. So yes, divine being has proper Dhamma knowledge, and they were born in the Devanussati. Similarly, we also have knowledge, Dhamma knowledge, similar to divine beings. This means we also have divine qualities. Yatharupena jagena samanakatata devata ido chudatatubapanam. The same passage. Yesterday we have already talked about Jaganosati, the recollection of generosity. You may remember the quality, and there are 6 qualities. So now we should apply the same things. Jaga. That means sharing our properties with anybody. So Jaga is also similar to Dana Parami, perfections. So whenever we are going to do Dana or Jaga, we also have some conditions. There must be a receiver, there must be donation, then there must be donors, then there's also confidence or saddha in the donor. When we have these 4 conditions, we can do dana. In the case of dana also, we have many different mindsets and many different purposes. Even yesterday, I have already talked about many things in Devanussati. It's not for friendship, not good for, we are not doing jaga or dana for good relationship, just to help our environment. That means our donation must be useful for the receivers. There will be some special conditions, some exception we can say, right? For example, wasa. In the wasa, you may offer wasa robe. This is called occasional. Similarly, in the katina, you may offer katina robes. This is occasional. Then we can also do this kind of dana. Then we can also offer only necessary things for the community. Yesterday, when we talk about, right, the last one, dana samibhagavado, delighting in arrangement, right? In this case, I also have already said, for example, in the summer, we may need umbrella, slipper, then we offer, for example, right? In the winter, we may need blankets. We offer blanket in the winter. Then we are happy with this kind of things. This is actually timely dana. At that time, they need it. That's why we offer it. We can rejoice over it. That is why jaga also, whenever we are going to do jaga, we have already said before offering, proper arrangement with knowledge for the benefit of receivers. In the actual time of offering also, we must arrange properly. Then we with happiness, with knowledge associated. After offering also, whenever we remember or recall, we must be able to rejoice over our merit. This is called proper jaga. This is, we can say, qualifying jaga. When we have qualifying jaga, although we make aspiration to attain nibbana, then this jaga will produce divine pleasure naturally. I don't know in which year I have talked about this topic. Maybe in Myanmar I have talked about the same topics many times, but different ingredients. Anyway, as far as I remember, I also keep one simile. For example, now we may have a sila or we may have a dharana, and we may make aspiration to be even the devarams, for example. Then it's like a train ticket or bus ticket. Or now in modern society, we may have air tickets. Okay? Air tickets. So we have already arranged air tickets to travel many transits. Okay, now I will give one simile. Okay, so from Myanmar, I have already booked maybe 3 tickets. Myanmar to Singapore, one way. Then Singapore to China, and China to US. Okay, I have already booked all the tickets. So dana is like this. Okay, we can go long distance up to Nibbana. But after arranging all the tickets, then I just go to Singapore. I did just give our tickets. We just spend very big amount of money to go to very long distance. But we just stop in Devarams. Don't go very. Okay, the main thing is the same dharma can be produced deep on the Devanussati. Then this is our aim. The power of karma is there. It was over. Right? So that means when we buy air tickets or bus tickets, we must go to the last destination as we have arranged, as we have purchased tickets. Okay, now
in
25
progress.
ways of discernment in rising states, 25 ways of discernment in perishing states. There are many other ways mentioned in Buddhist Actually, in Paauk tradition, we use big volume, very big number of discernments. So we can also say Buddha fifth method. Okay, then it mention many different ways of discernment. Okay, now we have to say 5 qualities now, right? We have Saddha, Sila, Sudha, Jaga, Panya. These 5 are called divine qualities. So that means when we have these 5, we are saying to divine beings. We have divine qualities. So when we are going to recall our own divine qualities, then we can also make ourselves peaceful. Some of the quality we have already mentioned, for example, Sila and Jaga, we have already mentioned before. We have Silanosity, recollection of morality. We also have Jaganosity, recollection of generosity. But here, this is also recollection. We can recall as a divine being, as ordinance. So that means, as divine being has this kind of divine quality, I also have this kind of divine qualities. So this is called recollection of deities. Actually, I also prepare a story here, recollection of deities, the story of Manituna. Okay, one thing I have to introduce this one. In this story, there are many, many things you cannot believe. Right? So some of them are not easy to be believed. But anyway, I will try to explain how to understand all these things. Okay, he had been a resident of Savatthi and cleared the walking path from the forest to Savatthi in order to make monks easy and comfortable while going for alms foods. Okay, this is the one that he made. We don't know how far from the village to Savatthi, the forest to Savatthi. He made the walking path smooth. He arranged everything. So this is also his dana. Like offering a road, right? Offering a road means, offering walking path means, this is a lifelong dana. After doing one time, it's a whole life we can use. Another thing, clearing bushes, grasses, and thorns on the walking path. This will be maybe once a week or something. For example, like a grass, bushes and grasses, right? When they grow, he had to cut all the things. Sometimes maybe twice a year, maybe. In the case of grasses, maybe only twice a year. In the rainy season, maybe he had to do a little bit more, maybe. So clearing bushes. Also, it depends on how fast they grow. Right? He may be busy with all these things. So it doesn't mean he has to do every day. Right? Only sometimes he has to do all these things. It's not daily. Another thing is he also built a bridge on the way to the forest monastery. So if there's some place not very smooth, he may make bridges. If there's a stream or some unsmooth walking path, he may make bridge. Okay, one more thing. Bridge doesn't mean it's very big one, right? If they use 2 or 3 bamboo or 4 or 5 bamboo, it also can be a bridge. We can go smooth. We can walk smoothly, easily. Okay, one more thing here for your understandings. For example, in the rainy season, in the walking paths, it's not very smooth. Then you may note some stepping stone there. Like for example, a brick on the water. Then people can step on the brick, then their legs and their clothes does not wet. This is also good enough. Because this is also offering bridge. So he may use only one small stone, maybe woods or brick or any material, just to step on it. Then in this case, we can also say offering bridge. Then planting shady trees in the open space. Then if there's no shady tree, it will be very hot. Then for resting area, for resting, then he may plant a big trees, shady trees. For example, like a banyan trees. If we plant one time, sure, it will grow faster. It can be shady trees. Actually, some of the trees can grow very fast. Within 4 or 5 years, it becomes very big, very shady. Then he also offers a lake. So that means he just make a lake, make a dam, make small pool maybe. The lake to be, that means also the lakes, he clean the lake to be wider. That means he clean the lake. Also, he also extend the lake. Make a path to the lake smooth. That means he also makes smooth the walking path to the lake. Then most of the things he can do one time. Then after maybe 1 year or maybe a few months, he can repair. Okay, the very things he had done the whole life was observing the morality. This every day. Whole life he has undertaken precepts very well. This is the way he had done in his life. Okay, now, when he passed away, he was born in Devanussati. Pillar in his divine mansion were made of ruby and very high, made of ruby. Right? That's why he's called Mani Tuna, ruby pillar. Mani means ruby, Tuna means pillar, ruby pillar. Whenever Mahamoggallana approached him and asked some questions, you have a high divine mansions made of ruby pillars, which is Prayojana white. Oh, too long, right? 12 yojana. In 1 yojana, 8 miles. 12 yojana, you can imagine, very big house, very big dimensions. You also have 700 pinnacled houses, in which a beautiful floors is made of gold. The floor is made of gold. So 700 pinnacle houses, too much, right? Then again, you live in it, eat divine foods, and also listen to divine music that automatically plays and appears the sounds from the harp. That means he may have musical instruments, but nobody need to play it. The music will come from the musical instrument naturally, without any player. You have divine sensual pleasures, and many dancers well decorated and covered with gold, them wearing golds. Let me very rich, right? This is what Venerable Mahamayana saw. Right? Then another thing, why do you have such brightness? That means his body is also very bright. Why were you born in this existence? Why do you get these lovely and enjoyable things? This is his questions to the Deva. O powerful Devas, I ask you, what kind of merits have you done when in the human realms? Which meritorious deeds makes you beautiful and bright? The Deva delightfully answered with intention to clarify and prove the result of good karmas. Okay, one more thing. He answered to prove or to clarify the result of good karmas. And it's good intention. He also realized, he also knew that whenever Mahamayana came to Devarams, he also asked questions to some Devas. Then when he went back to human realms, he may give Dhamma talk to people by doing this kind of dana. Then they will appoint as this kind of Deva. This is the way he teaches Dhamma to his devotees. Then again, this is the answer. Aham manusesu manusa buddho vane pate sankamam akasim arama rukhanija robayesan piajame sila wando ahiso anyaja bananja pasana chito Sakaja Dhana Vipula Adasi. This is his answer. When I have been among the humans, I built a bridge in the forest path. I had planted trees in the compound. I loved moral monks and men. I mean, he loved virtuous persons. With pure minds, I had respectfully offered food, drink, and many other donations, such as rope. This is his dhanas. So this is what he had done as a human being. So by the power of all these merits, he was born in the Devarams. He has divine mentions, also pleasurable life, enjoyable life. So after listening the answer to the answer of Devas, Venerable Mahamayana delivered a discourse to the Devas and also his companions. Coming back from Devarams, he reported the matter to the Buddha. The Buddha also repeated it to the devotees. This is the story, right? There are many unbelievable things for you, like very big divine mentions, made of jewelries. Then again, here, we have to understand 4 different cases. Uttana Phalupa Jivi and Nagama Phalupa Jivi. The first one. Living or surviving relying on result of efforts, not on result of meritorious deeds. There are some people, we have to rely on their efforts. they cannot rely on meritorious deeds. There are many people who get very low salary, although they work the whole day. They have to rely on their efforts. They cannot rely on their results. For example, in your country also you may have seen homeless, right? So the first time I have seen homeless in US, in Chicago. In the very beginning, I feel a little pity for them also. Then when I asked Kapia, should I give something to them? Then Kapia said, Siaro, if you give them, they will drink. Then they say, oh, they have this kind of things. Different culture, right? Then anyway, the main thing is, although they're trying very hard, just for living, just for surviving, not more than that. And when they make up money, food from somebody, it will be okay. If we give food, it will be better, sure. Instead of giving money, right? Just give food for them. Is it good enough? Okay, the main thing is, here, Uttana Pulupa Jivi, they have to rely on their efforts. They don't have good karma in the past. Not only that, they don't have good karma in this very life also. Like a drinking, for example, right? Very bad. That's when they are called Uttana Pulupa Jivi, not Kama Pulupa Jivi. This is the first types of living beings in the world. 2. Kama Pulupa Jivi, not Uttana Pulupa Jivi. Living, surviving, relying on the result of material deeds, not on effort. Derives from 6 ranks. So divine beings are relying on their material deeds in the past, of the past. So they don't need to make efforts. For example, eating. They don't need to cook. They have divine nutriment. They get naturally. When they have time to eat, they can eat anytime. For clothing, for wearing also, they don't need to buy clothes. They have divine power. They are karmic power. They can get clothes naturally. For divine missions, construction, they don't need any workers. By the power of their karma, it happens naturally. So that means they don't need to make any efforts. Their karmic power support them to be rich, to be comfortable, to be happy. That's why this kind of living being is called Kama Pulupa Jivi, not Uttana Pulupa Jivi. One he has very big divine missions. It's his past karma. Yesterday, we have already talked about Venerable Mahakassapa, right? In the Sangha's quality, Venerable Mahakassapa and King of Deva. Compared to other divine beings, his divine power is a little bit weaker. Right? That's why he would to upgrade. So he offered to Venerable Mahakassapa. It's because of karma. His karma produces divine power, divine mentions, divine foods, brightness, longevity, everything. So for about human being, and then if we were to live long, we must be very careful in eating also. Our lifespan should be different from other people. Right? We have to make efforts to live long. For about divine beings, they don't need to make efforts. Their karma will support them to live long. Okay, now, few more. Uttana Pulupa Jivi Jeva, Kama Pulupa Jivicha. Living and surviving, relying on the result of efforts and material deeds, for the kings and the minister and so on. Actually, now most of the people, most of the Dhamma talker, including me, right? We have to rely on our effort and meritorious deeds. But we human beings have this kind of, most of the human beings have this kind of conditions. We also have to make efforts to improve ourselves. Then we also have done some good karma in the past. To support good karma, we also make good efforts to maintain good karma. Present efforts, past karma, combined together. So as soon as we start trying we stop our efforts, then we cannot improve anymore. Right? So anybody, even a person homeless, right? If they're trying very hard, maybe their karma can support. If they are doing something good, their karma can support. Most of the human beings have this kind of conditions. We have to make efforts. We should have right efforts. We also have past karma. If we combine these two together, we can improve ourselves. Neva utana puluba jivi na. So living and surviving, relying on neither the result of efforts nor material deeds. Let me hear beings. When somebody was born in the hell, although they're trying very hard on supports, they don't have opportunity to try to release from the hell. This is the place where they have to accept all the suffering for their mistakes. Similarly, they cannot accumulate any good karmas there. There will be some special occasions. Special occasion is like Venerable Mahamoggallana. He visited Devarams. Then he has very strong psychic power. By his psychic power, he's trying to extinguish hellfire. Then he also make rain to then cool and he can get Dhamma. At the time, they may have opportunity to listen to the Dhamma. Right? Otherwise, no opportunity to do any good karma in the Devarams. So in the hells. The main thing is hell beings are not surviving, relying on their effort or their karma. So that means they don't have happy life. So there are 4 types of persons. So divine beings are the second type. They just rely on karma, not efforts. Okay? That is why when they have strong karma, they can get bigger one, stronger one. They may have many divine pleasure according to their karma. As we have already known, karma comes from our hearts, right? When we have good minds, good volitions, then good intentions, when we have all the positive mindsets, positive the mentalities, then we may have better results. It depends on how strong our mind power. It depends on how strong our body efforts, how we use our body energy to accumulate this kind of karma. Okay, so today we just finished divine qualities, okay? But we cannot finish all the things today, right? Okay, now, anyway, I should stop here. So, if we summarize, we should recollect our own quality as divine worthiness. Divine beings should be only worthiness of our merits, our qualities. As we have this kind of quality, divine beings have this kind of quality. Then if we can recall our own quality, our own value, then we are doing recollection of deity. By doing it, we can also attain asset concentration. Based on asset concentration, we can also proceed practicing Vipassana until we can attain path and fruition of it. May you all be able to practice the Buddha teaching, and may you all be able to realize the final cessation and not suffering.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sayadaw, for your valuable teaching today. Sayadaw, shall we proceed to the Q&A session? Any question from the Dhamma brothers and sisters?
今天我有个问题，就是关于那个戒水念，是不是只有比丘才能修戒水念，而那个在家人是不能修，或者是不可以修，不适合修的？我就想问这个问题。
For the monastic and not suitable for lay person.
It also suitable for lay person. The main thing is you must observe. If you have morality, then you can also do. Okay. If you don't have morality, sure you cannot do it. It will be suitable for everybody who practice, who can observe precepts well. Okay.
Con xin kính lễ sư ông, kính lễ sư phụ. Xin sư phụ hãy dịch giùm con câu hỏi đến sư ông là về vấn đề bố thí cúng dường. Nếu như con cúng dường, con đa ná một cái tứ phương tăng cốc, thì việc đa ná đó nó có được những lợi ích gì ạ? Con cảm ơn sư phụ, con cảm ơn sư ông. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Vanami said also, she asking about the dana said, what about if dana the kuti to the four direction, the sangha, and what is the benefit of offering to the kuti to the sangha said, to the four direction sangha?
Okay. So actually, kuti dana is offering. Anyway, offering kuti is it right? This is a lifelong dana. Okay, we have one sutta mentioned in Samudra Nikaya. We can gain the merits day and night whenever we remember, right? So actually, there are many benefits of offering. Although, right, some according to the conditions of listener, the Buddha may say many other things. There will be endless, right? Many other benefits. So the main thing is a lifelong jhana that you are accumulating constantly day and night is good enough, right?
Any more question?
Con kính chào sư ông. Con xin đảnh lễ sư phụ. Dạ, con nhờ sư phụ dịch giùm con ạ. Một người có thể thiền mở mắt hay là đóng nửa con mắt không ạ? Con cảm ơn sư phụ.
Vanami said also, can a person can meditate practice meditation by open eye or half open eye said?
Actually, it should be closed eyes, right? If we have open eyes, then you may see something external one. Then it's not really good, not very good for concentrations. So if we close eyes, it's much better, right? We don't recommend open eye. For example, when you feel drowsy, okay, you can open your eyes for a while. Then you can close your eyes. It will be not that much problem.
Any more questions?
Okay, anything?
Yeah, I want to know what is 1 point minds means. That means focus our mind at 1 point, or it has some different.
What do you mean? Not quite clear. What's the question?
1 point mind.
1 pointedness, you mean?
Yeah, 1 point is we focus our mind on at 1 point, or it has some other meaning.
Okay. 1 pointedness means you must know only one object at a time. For example, when you are focused on the breathing, you must know only breathing without knowing other objects. This is called 1 pointedness. Okay, keep knowing one object continuously. Okay.
More questions from the floor? Otherwise, we will take questions from the Zoom chat. Yes, hello, shall we proceed to the question from the Zoom chat?
Okay.
Sarah, the first two questions, they are from yesterday. Question one, the Miss Yado. I know 5 breaths as soon as meditate and know every breath, but there is very little extra effort. Then when change to relax and make sure mind waiting for natural breath, then breath may sometimes disappear, but mind is more relaxed, which is better. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So that means sometimes when you change, you have to wait, you have to be more patient. This is a normal, right? Then one more thing here. Sometimes, although you don't change, just move a little bit. It's also possible. For example, you are crossing that, right? You don't change already, just move a little bit. You can also release from some pain. Then that's okay, no problem. One more thing. Sometimes you have such a breath, you put a little bit extra effort. It will disappear also. So don't put any extra efforts, right? Although here you say little extra efforts, but this also sometimes disturbance. Anyway, so there must be more patience. Okay? So here in your case, I was mentioned, waiting for natural breath, then the breath will be naturally. In this kind of case, a little bit better. Okay?
Next question is a Chinese question.
Wandami Siado. Yesterday, Siado says that there are 8 situations that the Buddha will not preach according to the ultimate reality. So which are the 8 situations?
Okay, sure. I have to explain this one also, right? Yesterday I have already talked about it. It will be too long, that's why I should not say immediately. Okay, now we should start. The first one is about explaining Hiri-Ottappa. When the Buddha talk about Hiri-Ottappa, moral shame and moral fear, the Buddha will never use ultimate reality. Right? For example, 5 aggregates hesitate to do unwholesome deeds, he will not say like that. Nama-rupa hesitate to do wholesome deeds, he will not say like that. Right? So that means a man or a woman or a divine beings, we can say like that. Then, okay, one more, the Hiri-Ottappa, Buddha will never use ultimate reality. Number 1, right? 2, when the Buddha talk about karma ownership, karma is a result. The Buddha will never use ultimate reality. Right? For example, the 5 aggregates is doing kusala, 5 aggregates is doing dana, he will not say like that. Okay? That means there's a karma sakata. Right? So whenever the Buddha talk about karma sakata, he will not use this kind of things. Then 3, when the Buddha talk about the effort of individual men or the actions of individual persons. For example, you may build a monastery, right? That means you offer a monastery. Then that means you are donors, right? You make efforts for it. In this kind of case, he may not say, 5 aggregates offer this monastery, or 5 aggregates build this monastery. Buddha may not say like that. Buddha may say, for example, Anathapindika offer this monastery, Vissaka offer this monastery. Is Anathapindika Vissaka not Namarupa, not 5 aggregates? Right? We must understand as Anathapindika. We must understand as Vissaka. It should be name. Okay? Then 4, to explain the mighty karma. So you have already know mighty karma. Like, for example, killing father, killing mother, killing arahats. Also, shedding blood of the Buddha. Finally, making schism in the Sangha. These are called mighty karma. When the Buddha talk about mighty karma, it is a mighty karma, not aggregate. Right? For example, yesterday I have already talked about it. Right? Then he's also Namarupa, I'm also Namarupa. Namarupa hit Namarupa. It is not akusala. Right? Then people can misunderstand that one. That's why Buddha may never use this one. Okay? 5, when the Buddha is going to explain sublime abiding. Sublime abiding means metta, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, sympathetic joy, ubekha, equanimity. For example, when we radiate metta, we may radiate, may I be free from danger. Here we use the English words, I. In Pali word, aham. Aham awiro homi. May I be free from danger. Here, I or aham. doesn't mean Sakaya Ditti, right? Most people think, oh, this is, not people. I have listened some Dhamma talk given by some Myanmar's famous Sayadaw. He say, when you are in metta, you start with how we hold me, may I be free from danger. This is Sakaya Ditti. Sakaya Ditti means identity view, right? Wrong view. In the very beginning, when I was young, I believe, oh, he's very smart, very strong. Right? I believe his teaching. Gradually, when I become knowledgeable and recognize his mistakes, he made mistakes. Okay, the main thing is, we will not use may Namarupa be free from danger, or may Five Aggregate be free from danger. We don't use this kind of things. It should be I. Similarly, we also use Sabbe Satta Awera Hundu. May all living beings be free from danger. They must be living beings, concepts. We cannot say aggregates. We cannot say Namarupa. Okay? So we must be very careful. This is not Sakaya Ditti, right? Not wrong view. If we say I or you or living beings. And 6, to explain the past existences. So sometimes Buddha may talk about past lives. For example, when you listen to Jataka stories or some part of Dhammapara, you may have already listened, already read. In the past, he has been born as a lion, as a monkey, for example, right? At the time, we must understand as a lion, as a monkey. Don't think about Namarupa or aggregates. Right? So when we are going to practice Vipassana, we must know Namarupa. When we are going to talk about all this kind of things, it must be concepts. Okay? This is 6. Okay, now 7. When the Buddha is going to explain the purity of gifts or purity of donations. Okay, for example, the Buddha say that Brasiva is also pure morality, then Dona is also pure morality, right? Buddha may say this one. At that time, we have to understand receiver as a receiver, don't understand as an aggregate. Donor as a donor, right? We're going to understand as a aggregate or namarupas. Otherwise, it will be very messy, right? 5 aggregates give to 5 aggregates. Okay, for example, if we say a donor offer a set of robe to Bhikkhu, for example, right? Okay, we will just talk about ultimate truth all the time. 5 aggregates offer temperature produce utilities to 5 aggregates. You know, nobody can understand. Right? It will be very messy in the communications. That is why whenever the Buddha talk about purity of donations, purity of charity, the Buddha will use conventional truth. Don't talk about namarupas or 5 aggregates. Okay, now the last one. Not to reject the conventional truth, the Buddha also use conventional truth. For example, if we use conventional truth, ultimate truth all the time, people cannot understand. In our daily conversations, we have to use the conventional truth. For example, I saw a cow. It must be a cow, not namarupas. Right? So that means we are building a house. It must be a house, not the temperature produce utilities. We have to understand like that. But when we are going to practice Vipassana, that we must know. Okay? In Vipassana, we can do namarupas. 5 aggregates is right. I think in Singapore also similar question come. Right? And I have to explain, not that much in detail, I think only some part I explain. Anyway, the main thing is, I remember one of Paauk Dhamma friends, he passed away already. Then he's also vegetarian, but his students he also allows his students to eat whatever they like. But one of his devotees like a pork, you know. Whenever he's also living in the forest monastery. Whenever he came to the monastery, he brought very big amount of porks to offer to the sangha in the monastery. One day, the donor came to the monastery. Then, when arrival, he sent all his donation to the kitchen and dining hall. After that, he approached the Sayadaw. Then Sayadaw also know his habit. Then ask, today, what do you bring to offer Sangha? Then that donor said, Sayadaw, as you always said, it's the 4 elements. You know, he says this kind of things to very well-educated Sayadaw. Then Sayadaw said, okay, when you go to the market, do you say, okay, please give me 4 elements or please give me pork? Then he has to say, oh, Sayadaw, at the time I have to say pork. If I say 4 elements, nobody will understand. So this is, the way. We must be very careful, right? Sometimes if we talk about namarupas or aggregates or 4 elements or anything, very risky. Even yesterday, I already talked about it, right? The earth element going to earth elements is not killing. It's the wrong view, okay? Next one.
The next question is a Vietnamese question.
Yes, Vietnamese Sayadaw. So, the one who attends jhana, so when passing away, is there any possibility that they fall into the 4 awful state like the hell? If they have attachment to their relative and their things, their property, and they're thinking of that, or they just recall of some bad deed they had done before. So the meditator, the one who already attend jhana, is it possible for them to fall into the 4 awful state or fall into the hell?
Okay, so it depends on their last moments. Okay, for example, although they have attained jhana in the past, but they cannot maintain their jhana, then also another thing is that in near-death moment, they may have many other bad memories or many akusala minds, that they can be reborn in the hell also. But it depends on near-death moments, right? You cannot say exactly. Next one.
Question 4. Mondami Sayadaw, when we say fate in past and future relationship, this fate is just belief or it must be Vipassana knowledge. For example, we must be able to discern the cause and effect relationship. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, in the case of here, inside knowledge, it must be direct knowledge. We know the past and present relationship, present and future relationship. With direct knowledge, this is called Kammasakata Samadhi. In this case, we must know it, we must be able to discern cause and effect relationship in our inside knowledge. Okay? This is called faith about the past and future. Next one.
Question 5. Mondami Sayadaw, about the nature of faithful person or the proof of having faith. Point 3 on removing stinginess. I'm not very clear on this point. Could Sayadaw please elaborate on it? Thank you, Sayadaw. Sadhu,
okay.
sadhu.
So that means if we have very strong faith, we are not that much stingy. We are easy to share because we know the benefit of offering, the benefit of sharing, right? We believe karma ownership very deeply. Okay, the main thing is they are easy to share with their property, easy to share their property with anybody. For example, living place, they are easy to share. Now that's the 4 QUmonsics and any other QUmonsics they are using, they are easy to share because they have very strong faith in karma ownership, right? So similarly, they may share their knowledge. They know benefit of sharing knowledge. Then they may also share their experiences for the benefit of listener. This also can be considered as a sharing, right? So there are many other sharings. The main thing is, since they have very strong belief in karma ownership, the result of karma, then they are easy to share. They don't grasp their property too much. That means they have less attachment to their properties, less stinginess. We can also say like that, right? Next one.
Okay, Sayadaw, the next question, there are 4 parts. Mondami Sayadaw, please kindly teach us about wrong view Dewa and right view Dewa. Thank you kindly, Sayadaw. 2. After reaching first jhana, arriving material Brahma realm, Can one continue to practice meditation to attain Nibbana there? 3. How can one test oneself if one already attained first jhana? Someone told me that they attained first jhana, but they can only practice meditation for only 2 hours maximum each sitting. How to help them to know what level they are in?
Okay, so wrong view devas and right view devas. Actually, there are many devas, right? The problem is they may have dharana, then their dharana can bring them to devarans, right? But they don't believe karma ownership or anything. This is okay. But let me one more thing. So since they have a wrong view, their karma is not so strong. Their lifespan will be a little bit shorter than other devas, right? We can say like that. So there will be many other devas, right? They believe, but they have very long lifespans. For example, they believe life is permanent. They don't think this is impermanent, right? This kind of wrong view also can happen. Even some Brahma, right? They think their lifespan is very long. They're permanent. They can believe like this. Anyway, the main thing is they may have a wrong view. They don't believe in karma ownership. Some believe karma ownership. It depends on their background, okay? Their previous life. So there will be many other things also. As we have many wrong views, they may have many wrong views. But anyway, they have good karma. They are born in the Devarans. Only that's enough, right? Another thing is that when somebody was born in the Brahma worlds, they can continue to practice until they attain Nibbana. This is also possible. Right? For example, we have Sudavasa, pure abodes. Then if they have been born in Sudavasa realms, they will not come back to human realms anymore. They will not be living in the lower realms. They will just go to higher realms. Only Anagami can be there, right? They can take another ship there. For other Brahma worlds, like they may be living in the they may be doing Sodapana in human realms, they were born in the Brahma worlds. That they can continue practicing until they can attain Nibbana. This is also possible, right? Now, how can one test oneself if one has already attained first jhana? Actually, the main thing is review knowledge. We can review jhana factors. In this way, we can also know we have attained good jhana. This is the one thing, right? So another thing is like we have to do other mastery also. So okay, if we summarize, by review knowledge, we can know what jhana we have attained. Next one.
The fourth part question. I have few friends practicing Vipassana meditation, rising, falling off adornment for a long time. They think Vipassana is easier than Anapana. Please kindly teach me how to help them see the benefit of Anapana practice that surely lead one towards our final goal, Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, if they are very close to you, then you cannot expect too much also, right? Although you're trying to help them, and then they may not be ready to accept your right, guidance or your advice. Okay, Anapanasati. Anapana is very pure and very simple. What I said is pure, very simple. Also, we don't need to add anything into it. Another thing is that we have breathing anywhere we go. When we pass away, our breathing will stop, right? It's very simple. So the benefits is very easy already, right? We can attain jhana. This is the benefits. We can live peacefully in this very life. This is also very clear already. So the main thing is, if your friend is very close to you, don't expect too much. You cannot advise them. They may think you have the same knowledge with them, right? Okay, one more thing. If they respect your knowledge, sure, then you can advise them. It will be beneficial for them. Okay.
Question 7. Wandami Sayadaw. Sayadaw explained about endowed with morality, Dhamma knowledge, generosity, and wisdom. Among them, which is the strongest? will they affect one's future to be reborn as a less or more powerful deva? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
We always say power, right? But we should also understand something about the predominant factors, such as Viriya, Chanda, Panya, and mind. Okay? These are strong. Okay. Okay, if we say among these four, when we do dharana also, it must associate with the wisdom. It becomes stronger. So dharana without wisdom is not so strong. Okay? Similarly, when we do sila also, we must do wisely. If sila associates with wisdom, it becomes stronger. Similarly, sutta, knowledge. If we learn also, we must be wise. If we are unwise, then we may spoil our knowledge also. Right? Okay, we have one event, one case. Like Venerable Arita. She had wrong view. He's really very knowledgeable. Right? For example, the Buddha allowed to use very luxurious dance for the bhikkhu, but we have to do some reviewing, recollections of Vipassana-U and so on. Right? You know already, Vipassana-U. Then he also knows that bhikkhu can enjoy sensual pleasure by doing the same, by reviewing. The Papa also enjoying sensual pleasure, right? He has this kind of mindset. He has knowledge, but not very wise. He didn't know how to use properly. Right? He mislead people. Okay, the main thing is whatever morality, Dhamma knowledge, or generosity, then we must have wisdom. If we have wisdoms, then it will be better, it will be stronger. Okay? So there will be different power also. Next one.
Question 8. Wandami Siado. What are the benefits of doing timely dana? Is it more powerful kind of dana as compared to other types of dana? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so when we say timely dana, there are many other timely danas, right? For example, I have already said Katina, Vasa, this is also timely. Not only that, for the moment traveling, you may see some people, they need some of your help. You may help, for example. This is also timely dana, right? But when somebody is sick in the hospital, you support them. This is also timely dana. So, okay, by the power of timely dana, we can catch whatever thing we want timely. Okay, for example, when you are sick, then you may have suitable food for you because of timely dana. You may have suitable clothes, suitable weather conditions, suitable support, right? I remember one of the statements of Mengun Siaro, which you may know Tipitaka Mengun Siaro. He's the typical memorizer in the Sixth Council. One of his Dhammata about Kala Dana, he mentioned about the car. You know, when he was young, he was poor. He doesn't have a car. When he grow older, he has very good car. Then he said, I'm very poor in Kala Dana. So one time when he go to Mandalay for Dhamma talk, he just go to the place buying treasure. You can see treasure, right? This is very bad conditions. Even typical memorizer has to go for Dhamma talk with a treasure, right? Then when he grow older, he has a lot of properties. He say, when I grow older, I have got a lot of properties. That means I don't have Kaladana. This really happened to Oriental person. You know, when we can eat, when we are young, we can eat a lot. Nobody offer good food. When we grow older and older, we cannot eat that much. Many people offer many kind of foods, right? Then we are lack of Kaladana. We can say like that. Okay? So that means if you have done Kaladana, then when you can eat well, they will offer good foods. When you can travel here and there, they will offer you transportation. Right? This is called this is benefit of Kaladana. Okay? This one.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Question 9, Wandami Sayadaw. In the Buddhist community, we may encounter many people who try to do good for the benefit of oneself. For example, dana, observe sila, practice meditation. But in the process, they may be very heedless. For example, they may not respect oneself or respect others or the community, or may just do whatever way they like or at the expense of others, just selfishly wanting to get what they want only. Will such behavior really result in good karma or parami? If the intention and action is not kind and pure, will one really able to accumulate good quality karma or parami? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, good questions, right? Okay, I have already talked about parami when we talk about sila and then dana, right? So when we do parami, we need compassion. Okay, if we say compassion, it will be very high word, right? For your understanding, sympathy and empathy, it will be easier. Right? Without empathy, without sympathy, we cannot have parami. We don't have karuna parami because karuna is a foundation. Without empathy, without sympathy, we may do many different things. So as you mentioned here, we do whatever thing we like. We don't care anybody. We don't know how to respect other people for their value. In this case, they're gonna fulfill good parami. Right? Very inferior level. So in this kind of case, sure, they are disturbing other people for their welfare. Right? So that means they can do many good things, but disturbing many other people. In this case, we can say inferior dana, inferior sila. We can also say inferior meditation. So if we do for the welfare of our community, then we also know how to respect other people. We also respect ourselves. Then we will support other people. In this case, we can say higher quality, higher parami. Right? That means skillful. We must be skillful in doing parami. That means whenever we talk about skill, we must not disturb anybody. We must know how to avoid disturbing people. Then we must also learn how to support effectively. This is also called skill. Right? If we don't support effectively, then we cannot say we have enough parami. We cannot say we are skillful. Okay? In the case of skill, we need two things, right? How to avoid disturbing other people, how to support effectively. It will be easier for you. Okay? Next one.
Question 11. Question 10. Question 10, sorry. Wandami Sayadaw, could Sayadaw share with us the story about how Sakka King reborn to Dewa Ram together with his 33 friends and became the king of God? What was the extent of their dana in the past that caused them to have such great karma? If we always do wholesome together with our groups of Dharma friends, will we also have the chance to be like Sakka King in the future? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Okay, as you ask, is it possible? Okay. But here, sorry. Okay. Fortunately, I have a Tipitaka in my hands, right? So what kind of dana he has done in the past? Okay, we have 7 danas for, here will be a little bit long also. How many questions remaining? I don't think we can finish today, right? Anyway, okay, I will answer. Okay. Many questions remaining, right? We cannot finish today, right? Okay. Okay, I will answer this question first.
Questions,
okay, we're gonna finish today, right? Sure, right? Anyway, I answer this question, right? This is the last question should be. Okay, another thing is, okay, here we have 7 practices he did as a human being. So he take care of his parents whole life. This is one of his merits. Then he also respects elderly people among his relatives and in his community. This is also whole life, not only one time, right? Or a few times, whole life he respects. Then he also speaks politely. That means he does not speak abusive words, right? politely. The another thing is he will not do slandering or backbiting. Okay, here in this case, whenever we say slandering or backbiting, according to wrong speech, that means we spoil love between two peoples or that among many peoples. So, for example, two friends have very good relationship, right? We make some interruptions between them, we interfere something, and we spoil their relationship by speaking something. This is called Pisuna Vacha, spoiling people's love. Okay, this kind of speech. So another thing is whenever he offer, he has a sixth quality of charity. I already mentioned sixth quality, right? Right? For example, Vikara Malamachira, the free from stain of stinginess, and that kind of things, right? Already mentioned Moda Jaga, free offer, Payada Bani, the pure hands, wet hands, something like that. I already mentioned all the quality of Jaga, charity, right? Whenever he do dana, his dana is qualified enough to do recollection of charity. Then, okay, now 6. That whole life he just tell the truth. I mean, he didn't do musawada. Okay, briefly, he had a 3-round speech. He applied from 3-round speech, right? The first one is polite speech. Then he didn't spoil people's love. I mean, no more slandering. Another than he tell the truth. No avoided abstaining from musawada. So another thing is he does not get angry. That if although he get angry, he can overcome it easily. He can subside his anger very easily within short time. This is his practice. So after doing all these kind of things, he became a Saka. But in your question also mentioned 33 frames, right? Actually, when you go and study in Dhammapada, it mentioned many other dhanas. For example, he made big pavilions for public use. Everybody can come to their pavilion, they can spend there, they can stay there. This is also public use, right? So here they also make very big dams or water wells or lakes for public use. Now, wherever necessary, they may make a bridge, right? For maybe some bridge just for people, some bridge for transportation. That means they can go find bullock carts to cross some river, right? They may make bricks to cross over it, find bullock carts or other heavy vehicles. So they also have this kind of things. Not only that, they also take precepts. They undertake 5 precepts strictly. They also observe Uposatha, right? They have done many kusala karma like this. So the main thing is, if they do dana together with the same faith, the same confidence, the same belief, right? Then we can be reborn together. Okay? So if somebody wants to be a Saka in the future, so you must try to have these 7 qualities, right? Okay, anything? Maybe quick. The next question is okay. Okay, next question. Okay, next question was short, right? Short, right?
Yes,
Next question
short
is short.
question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For divine being, they rely on the result of their past karma. But if they don't continue to accumulate, their good karma will be depleted one day.
Okay, we can say 2 different things, right? When we say karma, we have to understand another thing. Prayoga Sambati. Okay, practically in human realms, although we have good karma in the past, if we don't have good practice in this very life, our good karma is not that much effective. Similarly, in the Deva realm also, although they have good karma in the past, some of the Deva, for example, we have Kida Barosika Deva, for example, right? One of the Deva. Then they are so happy that they forget to eat, then they pass away, right? Then they although they have good karma, they were born in the Deva realms, but they forgot to eat because of enjoyment. then they pass away. Another thing is Manoparosika Deva. They got angry, then they pass away. Right? That means that kind of Deva, although they are born as a Devanas, but they have very strong anger, pass away. You can imagine, when they pass away with anger, where they will be reborn. Very clear, right? So anyway, so although they have good karma of the past lives, but they must live their way also. Their mind must be good enough. If they have a lot of jealousy, a lot of anger, accumulating agusala, right? Then the main thing is the jealousy. They got angry, then they pass away. That is why, although they have past karma, if they don't accumulate good karma in their very lives, then sure, their karma will be gone. Okay? Okay, now later we will answer other question, right? 5 more questions, right?
Yes, Sarah.
Okay, we can share it now, right?
Yes, Sarah. Nisyado lead us in making aspiration and sharing of merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Ita wadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe devanumodandu sabbe buddhanumodandu sabbe saddhanumodandu sabba sambati siriya idame nyatinam hodu sukhita hondu nyadayo idame nyatinam hodu sukhita hondu nyadayo idame nyatinam hodu sukhita hondu nyadayo idame bunyam asawakaya waham hodu idame bunyam nibbanasa bhattiyo hodu mama bunya bhagam sabba sadanam bhajemi te sabbe me samam bunya bhagam labandu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sadhu. Thank you very much for your valuable teachings today. And thank you everyone for your time and participation. Till we meet again the next session, may all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.